Look at this shit. What the fuck? This is why they want us to stay in the house. This is why the fuck they want us to stay in the fucking house, nigga. It ain't the coronavirus, nigga. It ain't the radiation, nigga. It's this. What the fuck is this? What is this? What is that? What is this? Hold on. What is this?
I just want them to
what is this? What is that? What is this? What is this in the sky right now? What's going on? They not airplanes. They doing formations and shit. Like, what's going on? For real, for real. Somebody please explain to me, man. What's going on, man? Like, this shit crazy right now. What the fuck?
The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place.
The year is 1976. An Iranian F-4 Phantom fighter jet engages an unidentified flying object. The UFO is projecting multicolored strobe lights when suddenly it releases an object that shoots toward the Iranian pilots. The pilot gets a lock on the object, but before it can be destroyed, the plane's weapons and communication systems go down. The pilot takes immediate evasive actions. Fast forward to the 2000s. Iranian F-14 Tomcats engage another UFO. This time there are casualties. The UFO evades the fighter jets and flies out of the atmosphere at Mach 10. It would seem that Iran and UFOs have an interesting history together.
The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord.
It would seem that Iran and UFOs have an interesting history together. It would seem that Iran and UFOs have an interesting history together. It would seem that Iran and UFOs have an interesting history together. It would seem that Iran and UFOs have an interesting history together.
Don't know what they want. We don't know what they're capable of.
It would seem that Iran and UFOs have an interesting history together.
We don't know what they want. We don't know what they're capable of.
It would seem that Iran and UFOs have an interesting history together. The year is 1976. An Iranian F-4 Phantom fighter jet engages an unidentified flying object. The UFO is projecting multicolored strobe lights when suddenly it releases an object that shoots toward the Iranian pilots. The pilot gets a lock on the object, but before it can be destroyed, the plane's weapons and communication systems go down. The pilot takes immediate evasive actions. Fast forward to the 2000s. Iranian F-14 Tomcats engage another UFO. This time there are casualties. The UFO evades the fighter jets and flies out of the atmosphere at Mach 10. It would seem that Iran and UFOs have an interesting history together. When you hear stories of unidentified flying objects, you may imagine a flying saucer or little green aliens. Not only that, but the person who's giving the account seems to always be someone who's not quite all there. They tend to have their crazy hair and wild eyes, but the UFO accounts from Iran are detailed and provided by respected military personnel. The information comes from the eyewitness accounts and classified documents that have been leaked to the public. The first contact between a UFO and the Iranian military occurred in 1976 above the city of Tehran. It was a cool desert night. There were no clouds in the sky. The Milky Way stretched across the heavens like an oasis in a black desert. The sound of shopkeepers closing up their stalls for the night filled the air. Then, suddenly, the skies over Tehran lit up. It was just after midnight on September 19th. Tehran residents began telephoning the local airport, frantically relaying the same message. They were seeing bright lights in the sky. The lights seemed to hover in place and then move rapidly to a different location. It was as if the lights were looking for something or someone. The military and airport personnel checked the radar, but nothing showed up. General Yousefi, the man in charge of the airfield, stepped outside and looked up at the sky. Sure enough, he saw the bright lights for himself. He witnessed the lights jetting across the sky. They looked like shooting stars being controlled by some unseen entity. He scrambled back into the airport and found his best pilots to investigate further. General Yousefi ordered Lieutenant Yadi Nazari and a backseat weapons officer to take off and have a look at the object in the sky. It was time to get up close and personal. The F-4 Phantom fighter plane took off at 1:30 a.m. and leveled off at the altitude of the unidentified object. Upon approach, the F-4 lost all navigational instruments and communications. The dials and screens in the aircraft went haywire. Nazari was flying only using his instincts and what he could see. He kept his eyes on the UFO and his aircraft pointed at the horizon. Nazari made the decision it was too dangerous to continue this way and was forced to turn around and return to base. As soon as the plane began moving away from the UFO, the instruments came back online. It was as if the UFO had some sort of electronics jam. A second F-4 Phantom was launched at 1:40 a.m., piloted by Lieutenant Parvez Jafari. He approached the UFO and acquired a radar lock. This meant that there was definitely something tangible in the sky. The UFO was a solid mass that reflected the radar and therefore couldn't have been ball lightning or any form of pure energy. Upon getting closer to the UFO, Jafari reported that its lights were alternating in color from blue, green, red, and orange. They were strobing so quickly that they almost appeared to be solid. The UFO began to move south and Jafari pursued the vessel. All of a sudden, the UFO stopped in midair. It just sat there unmoving, as if the law of gravity was a force that it could choose to obey or not. Jafari veered around and stopped the aircraft so he wouldn't collide with it. He turned his jet back around and headed back toward the unidentified vessel at a slower speed. On the return approach by Jafari, something even stranger happened. The UFO dropped a bright object out from its main hull. Jafari reported that the object was headed straight for him and his F-4 Phantom, and it looked like a torpedo made of light. He attempted to lock onto the incoming projectile with his AIM-9 Sidewinder infrared guided missiles, but just after getting a lock, he lost all communications with his weapons console. Jafari was forced to take evasive actions and turn away from the projectile. He jammed the flight stick to the side. The F-4 did a barrel roll and avoided the incoming object. Jafari leveled off again, and when he turned back to look for the object shot at him, Jafari said he saw the device reverse course and rejoin the main UFO. It then seemed to dock with the mothership. Jafari then witnessed another bright object coming out of the main UFO and descending straight down toward the ground. It left a bright trail of light as it descended. The ambient light lit up an area of around 3 kilometers. Then, as if it were done with its business it came to Iran to conduct, the UFO accelerated and shot out of the atmosphere. Jafari watched as the strobing lights faded into the night sky. As the F-4 Phantom prepared to land, it experienced more communication and navigational failures. Upon further investigation, a commercial airliner in the area also reported communication failures at the same time as Jafari, but the airliner did not see the UFO. Ground troops were sent to recover the fallen object, but as they approached the area, their equipment started to malfunction. No trace of whatever the UFO shot toward the ground was ever found, as far as we know. Approximately 3 decades went by without any reports from Iran about UFOs in their airspace. Then, in 2004, strange aircraft were once again encountered by the Iranian Air Force. At this time, Iran was still using a few F-14 Tomcats that they'd purchased from America before the revolution. The Iranian military used the Tomcats to protect their nuclear facilities. Considered one of the most successful fighter jets ever built, its speed, maneuverability, and weapon capabilities make it an aircraft to be feared and respected. The encounter in 2004 went something like this. An alarm was raised when the unidentified flying...
Okay, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raka'ah Kodash. Double honors and blessings for the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and teach us this truth. The chariots are real, and for those of you who don't believe, I just have one precept for you. I just have, Esau knows the chariots are real. I just have one precept for you. This is Romans chapter 3. Let's go to it. Romans chapter 3. Because we're coming upon those times where the chariots are going to start to reveal themselves in true form. This is Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. This is for you unbelievers. For what if some did not believe? Because there's a lot of people out there who don't believe. Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? You know, just because you don't believe, does that mean the chariots don't exist? No. You don't believe because Yahweh Ba'Shem Hashai doesn't want you to believe. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So, I'm going to get back to the video. I'm going to let it play a little bit more. If you want to see it in its entirety, tune into the brother's channel, Manatazak Banyamyan. I'm going to let it play some more. And that's going to be it. Lord willing, it was edifying. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel.
Object was picked up on radar. The UFO entered the airspace above one of Iran's nuclear facilities. Fighter pilots ran to their jets. Mechanics shouted at one another as they prepared planes for takeoff.
And see, the Lord is letting videos like this be released for proof. Just for proof. That's all. Not to make you a believer. But as I said, we're living in those times. All secrets are being revealed. Matter of fact, I have another precept. It goes something like all things. Let me see if I can look it up on my computer. Then I'll bring it out. All secrets will be revealed. KJV, enter. That's let's go to Luke chapter 12 and verse 2. And this is going to be my final precept. Let's go to Luke chapter 12 and verse 2. Luke chapter 12 and verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. NLT, the time is coming when everything that is covered up. See, Esau in the past, he's covered up these UFOs, so-called UFOs, secrets. But right now, the Lord is uncovering them. The time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed, and all that is secret will be made known to all. Great precept. That's fire right there. See? I'll read it again. Luke chapter 12, verse 2, KJV. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. NLT, the time is coming when everything that is covered up will be revealed, and all that is secret will be made known to all. Okay? So as I said, I'm going to let the video play some more. I'm not going to play the whole thing. If you want to see the video in its entirety, Manatazak by Nyamyan 144 BA. Subscribe to his page and be edified. Lord willing, this was edifying. Call halal yimla, Yahweh Ba'Shem Hashai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash Barakathum, to all my fellow Akim out there who are doing this work, who fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Hashai.
Pilots were secured in the cockpits by the support crew, and the hatch was sealed. The only contact with the outside world was through their helmet. Pure oxygen was being pumped into the face mask to keep them alert. Over their comms, head military personnel were barking orders. An attack on our nuclear facilities could be incoming. We need planes in the air now, the commander shouted. The Iranian pilots flickered the afterburner switch on the engine controls. The F-14 Tomcats accelerated off the runway and into the black sky as flames shot out of the back of their jet engines. As they reached Mach 2, the sonic booms could be heard throughout the desert below. The Iranian military launched 8 F-14s, 8 F-4 Phantoms, and 2 large reconnaissance aircraft to intercept the UFO. The task force encountered objects that they claimed had astonishing flight characteristics.